sucks already.
Every time. Did you hit record on the audio?
Yeah, I did. I recorded on the audio, hit record on the video. I'm a good boy. Hey, what's up, guys? I am Matt, and this is My Crazy Podcast, episode 35. I can't believe we've already made this far. Who are you?
How old are you? How old am I? I'm not telling people how old I am, but
33.
No, that's actually way off.
God, no. I feel like it. No. The guy.
Wow.
God.
Go ahead.
The guy part 2.
Fuck you guys. Dusty B.
Say oh my God. All right.
There is audio listeners, goddammit.
All right, I am Matt. That was Tina, and yeah, this is the My Crazy Podcast. Third film.
Well, you're Matt, but you're definitely not Thompson.
No, I'm not Thompson.
I guess for all the people listening, he has a ski mask.
Well, we don't need to bring any up.
The ski mask, the unslump.
I'm just
Dude.
look. I'm just saying, maybe in a couple months, if you go to mycrazymerch.com, you might be able to buy some cool stuff there. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe
Anyways,
some exclusive shit.
anyways, enough shilling. Let's get to the real shit. Kanye West has said he wants to abolish the 13th Amendment on Instagram, and then let's clarify because I want to give the whole story. He has come out, and which anyone who knows anything about like the amendment. We knew what he meant because he has retracted. He said he meant amend it to change the jail indentured servitude in the jail part because, which I also personally I also agree with because it's kind of fucked up that for the most part jail's supposed to be rehabilitation all that stuff. However, the way he did it was dumb, and on top of it, my main issue with what he's doing, and it goes back to what T.I. said on his Everyday Struggle interview this week. He just sees small snippets or small headlines, and he doesn't find out the facts, and then he just goes out and blurts and tries to start a movement around it. And you can even see it with this because when people asked him what about the 13th Amendment do you want to amend, he said, "I'm gonna do research tonight, and I'm gonna go on Harvey Levin tomorrow, and I'm gonna explain myself." So like he just saw probably like a headline or like saw something about how the 13th Amendment and the indentured servitude in jail, and they immediately just like went off on it. And they're going off a lot lately. He went off on Drake because he thought Kiki was Kim. Kiki.
Yeah.
He thought that was Kim Kardashian.
Wow.
But here's the thing. He posted a video of his daughter Northwest singing it, and then people in the comments were saying, that's about Kim. So he was cool with it until someone in the comments was just like,
Gotta start some issues.
Started some issues, and then he was on Instagram.
Not for nothing, the dude or chick who made the comment or whatever, they should get some sort of award because if you have the ability to make Kanye West go off, I'm sorry, Yee now.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother thing, but whatever the fuck you want to call him, because he knows that, like, dude, he's not making good music anymore. He's a good.
Can we talk about
he's
how
good producer, so he has nothing else to fucking go on.
He needs help. He definitely needs help because, like, he said this album was done, and it's the best album he's made since Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy days, and it was supposed to release Saturday. Now he says it's not going to release for pretty much 2 months. It's going to be the end of November. It's early October, so it's pretty much 2 months. And granted, his excuse is he wants to go to Africa and add more of the African feel to it, which I am one of those method artists. If you do want to get the feel of somewhere, you definitely have to go there. However, to say this is your best album since like your last best album, and then say no wait, I need 2 more months to like redo
polish
this
it,
to essentially redo the sound to make sure everything sounds different. He just needs help. What do you all think? I know Dusty specifically want to get heated, so I want to get everyone else out of the way before Dusty slam dunks this.
I'm just gonna leave it here. I'm just gonna leave it right here.
I'm just gonna leave it right there.
Kanye, Yee.
You need help.
Yes, and
slow down. Just need to slow down.
Wait,
yes.
Is he actually bipolar?
He, according to that's one thing he's been revealing in these interviews is he is bipolar. Excuse me, I have it burp.
Yum.
Yeah, sorry.
Nice.
But yeah, no, he is bipolar, and apparently he has depression, which obviously I do have sympathy for, because I've been the one that's been talking about mental health with artists pretty much since the beginning of this, and but at the same time, he also has been saying he's been off his meds.
Yeah, so
He like right now he's like, I'm off my meds, so right now I'm clearer than ever. And the thing that people don't realize is when you're on the meds and then you go off, like when you get on the meds for a certain amount of time, then you feel good, and then you get off of it. With medication like that, you can't be going on and off just rapidly. It swings things.
When you're bipolar and you're off your meds, you're gonna feel clarity and you're gonna feel great. If you're manic, like that doesn't make sense. When you're on your meds and you're bipolar, you feel like stale, like you don't want to be on them. So obviously he's gonna think that.
Yeah.
But he's literally insane. Like, dude, what's like?
He needs help.
He needs to do a 90-day somewhere.
He seriously just needs to slow down and just like get help. I feel like he needs to like I think he also has like anxiety. I think part of his anxiety is like he needs to be in public eye.
I'm gonna leave it here though. Kinda just stick to producing. That's it. Just do that. You don't have to interact with people. Just stay in the computer room, stay in the booth, whatever. Just don't try to make music for yourself anymore.
No, he can make music for himself. Just slow down. Just slow down. That's my opinion. I get what you're saying.
I just
like,
want to know where his camp is. Like they're just allowing. I mean, he's whatever you want to call him.
Kanye.
Well, he's kind of had. You gotta think he's got the Kardashians around him. Not to hate, but they're the epitome of.
He chose that shit. That's no fucking excuse though. He chose that shit.
I know, but they're the epitome of fake Hollywood. So like, imagine living a life where their whole entire lifestyle, at least from the show's perspective, is very hollow, and even by what they say in interviews, sometimes is very hollow. So it's just like, there's no depth when there's no depth in your. And the people around you. Also, he's been notorious to have yes men around him. Charlemagne, in one of the interviews, has said, "I think everyone around you is yes men if they co-signed this album when Jesus came out." They're like, if the people around you co-signed this album, all of them are yes men. And allegedly, after that interview, Kanye went outside and literally pointed at everyone. It's just like, he said, "All of you are yes men. Why didn't you tell me this album's whack?" Wow. And now him and Charlemagne are like, "Man, cool. They're about to do something with the New York Times in the city," which I thought about getting tickets to. They're going to talk about mental health, but at the same time, I don't want to support Kanye in any way.
First of all, what is he going to be, like the guinea pig person sitting in a fucking see-through cube in an all white attire, as the mental patient?
Charlemagne's trying to sell a book right now. He's got a book coming out October 23rd or 26th. I forget what day it is. Pre-ordered on Audible or anywhere else you buy books. It's called Shook Ones: Anxiety Playing Tricks on Me. It's talking about his anxiety issues. Besides that, Tina, anything else on Kanye? Because I feel like you've been quiet. Before we get dusty.
I think he needs to get his mental health in check, but not use it as a marketing contact, like a marketing thing with Charlemagne. That would be messed up. But get yourself in check, dude. Get your mania in check. That's what I have to say.
Facts.
All right, so.
Wait, one last person, Steve. Did you have any last things you want to say? Because I said my last thing to Jim.
Yeah, man. What you said earlier, you kind of just. I think you were just watching like the History Channel, and like the 13th Amendment popped up, and my man was like, "You know what? Let's do something about that." Yeah, man. I think he just needs to it's cool to share your opinions, especially if you're on the public stage like that. But definitely do your research, man. I mean, and I really don't. The only thing I don't approve of is him wearing that Magna hat, but that's MAGA. What I'm sorry, I said.
They're actually in there.
Whatever. Make America great again.
Oh wait, it should be Magna. Make America not great again. Because that's what Trump is doing.
No.
Yeah, stop wearing anime hats. Manga's not in style anymore, dude.
Go to mycrazymerch.com in a couple months and get great hats. Just saying.
And Monster, please sponsor us. It's because it.
Get your plugs here.
Monster shit.
Monsters, please sponsor us.
God damn it.
For real, you guys are delicious.
Well, all right. I'll promise you this, Jim. Once we get a sales team, I swear to God, I'll tell them the first people we hit up, tell them we hit up Monster.
Please.
Now, Kanye, you've literally been since Sunday waiting to give your opinion. So Kanye.
All right. So I've done a lot of research, and I've lived a lot of military police side of things and shit like that, yada yada. So I've seen the law enforcement, worked in law enforcement, et cetera, and I also work in schools currently where on my free time I am literally studying social history and social studies and world history and et cetera. So when this topic came up, I took advantage of it and I looked up the 13th Amendment and how it was written. Do I agree with him? When he said amended, then yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely, 100%. So he corrected himself. I give him a clear-cut pass. Do I think it needs to be done right now? No. Why? Because simply, when it comes to the jails and prisons and stuff like that, we still pay them a wage. Now, mind you, in the amendment, it says they can be punishable as a slave, quote unquote. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but essentially punishable as a slave for a crime. You do the crime, you do the time, you already know the end result. You're going to jail, possibly prison, possibly federal level, etc., etc. Now, we already pay each and every single prisoner approximately 20 cents to $1.20 for doing the time they do. Now, before you bug out, think about the fact that we're still paying them. Our taxpayers' dollar is going to these criminals, while we're also feeding them 3 square meals a day, providing them with all the necessities that they need, such as clothes, toiletries, simple toiletries such as your toothbrush, your toothpaste, your typical needs, necessities. And then on top of that, we're paying them those luxuries. When this adds up, if you do a year's time, it comes out to approximately, and I did the low spectrum, it comes out to approximately $3,000. So you're coming out with a free $3,000 already saved up that you probably typically would have spent, and you can possibly still spend while you're in there. You have the luxury if you do the proper, things. You get off probation, all that shit, or whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. You can go to the commissary and you can buy yourself a couple amenities and stuff. So they're still sitting good, and they get free education on the college level. Things I had to go to war and fight for to earn. Things you had to pull money out of your pocket to pay for.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So are they really not getting anything? And on top of that, we have other organizations and things where we train these individuals who are on good behavior. Even some of them are murderers. People have killed other people. Not to say that they're still bad people. It could have been circumstances dictate kind of thing. Yeah. But we have murderers working alongside our fellow firefighters who work in California and fighting obscene amounts of fires constantly because it's so dry out there. These cellmates are working together with these modern day firefighters on a level where they can actually fight the fires. Now, if we didn't have those extra bodies helping us, they wouldn't have that opportunity. And most of them are volunteers anyway. So now you have them working as firefighters, getting experience in a firefighting position that they wouldn't typically get on the outside as easily. And guess what? They're getting paid more than the volunteers. So are they really not getting what they deserve? So yes, does it need an intern be rewritten? Yes. Does it need to be written right here, right now? I think we have bigger issues to be looking at, Kanye. Hit me up, bro. We can talk.
Honestly, I haven't heard anyone give your argument like that.
I know, that's why I'm a G, baby. That's why you got me on the show, kid.
So I'm a little...
You're speechless.
I'm a little stumbled right now, but I do agree that because my thing is, specifically with the firefighting thing, I think that they should be getting paid a regular wage for that, because the
firefighters.
Everyone should. Well, everyone fighting that shit should be getting paid some wage for that.
Most firefighter job positions a lot of them are volunteers because we can't afford to pay those individuals.
I think if it is like the prisoners, that should be time knocked off.
Actually, it is. The time they serve, say those 60 felons that are, or whatever you want to call them, the criminals, or those serving their time, the prisoners, that'd be the proper word, I guess. The prisoners, they actually get 2 days knocked off their sentence for every so much time they do just doing that job. Yeah. And on top of that, they're getting outside the prison lines. They get to go out into the public. Mm-hmm. Oh. You see what I'm saying? So you can't tell me they're not being treated well.
You probably have to put in your work though to get that sort of
Oh, absolutely. You have to be on your best behavior and stuff. But that's the whole point of the rehabilitation project.
I think it also depends on the prison too.
There's projects across the country.
Yeah. What I'm saying is,
I can pull them up.
Roughly today, there's 2.3 million people imprisoned, right? Yes. I did the math on that $3,000 a day, $3,000 a year thing just on whatever. You know how much it is for all of them in 1 year? $6.9 billion.
That's taxpayer dollars. That's just
the
prisoner's salary.
2.3 million.
2.3 million.
That's just the
times
prisoner's
$3,000 a year in care.
Yeah.
That's $6.9 billion a year.
Per inmate.
No, for the entirely.
Now, I also looked deeper into what he was talking about as well. He also was looking...
kind of a drop in the bucket, though, compared to our budget. Our budget's kind of big.
Of course, but still.
But I looked deeper into what he was speaking of, too, and what he was really looking at, I think, and I don't want to put words in Mr. West's mouth, but I think what he was really trying to get at was there's a lot of people that are currently locked up that shouldn't be locked up.
Yes.
People who have done marijuana charges,
100%.
people who have done, just small crimes that we can really just... I think they've done their time. All right, the prisons are overcrowded. Let's stop overcrowding these prisons. Let's see how we can get them back out onto the streets, working, into the economy, and et cetera, getting a job, getting them set up. That's what we should be looking at.
Yeah, like prison's supposed to rehabilitate you. It's not supposed to just...
Well, they treat it like a farm, though, because the more prisoners that are housed in the prisons, the more full the prisons are, the more money they get.
Yeah. That's the other thing. We gotta stop with the profit prisons.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's tons of private prisons now that the federal government even uses now, too, and the state governments, when the regular state prisons get overflowed, they go to these private prisons, both state and federal, and there's not the same sort of regulations.
Yeah, no,
it's not the same everything. Those are actually the worst spots to go to. I've had a couple of friends of mine that have gotten into some shit over the years and ended up in places like this, and it's not a good place to be at all.
Yeah, those are the ones that are a little...
Like, there's a lot of shit that goes on, a lot of fucking... The quality of food and everything like that is just, like...
Everything goes down.
Everything's horrible.
It looks like the Fire Festival by Ja Rule.
Ooh, shots fired.
Next topic. Talking about... No, actually, let's do... Toys R Us might be coming back.
Yeah, Jeffrey!
See, here's why I'm... Actually, you know what? I'm a little annoyed.
You want
so,
full.
I'm not gonna...
Are you salty because Jeffrey never called you for your birthday?
No, I'm actually... here's why I'm salty. Well, here's...
Because you didn't get the 19-year-old fucking college dropout that dressed up like Jeffrey the Giraffe to call you on the phone?
No. No, so here's the thing. So the reason why they went bankrupt... The reason why Toys R Us went bankrupt is because, from what my understanding, a bunch of owners wanted to take it from a public company, meaning it's on the stock market, to a private company, meaning they don't have to disclose like information and stuff like that to the public. But the way they did that is they put debt on themselves, and the liability was Toys R Us. So I don't understand how this whole restructuring is going to work. They either have a buyer right now, or something's going on with their bankruptcy. That doesn't... So that's...
Sounds like the kind of loophole.
It's some weird shit. I don't... But here's... And usually I wouldn't care, but here's the reason why I don't like it. I had actually family that worked hard, like, pretty much running a whole Toys R Us. So, given the situation... Well, and a couple... from my understanding, a couple months before, he got an offer at another company to work at a higher... I work at a similar position, but he was loyal to Toys R Us, and, he thought, and they gave the impression that they were going to be around for longer, and then they went out. So the fact that they're going out and now they're figuring out a whole loophole to kind of get, I think they kind of dicked over their employees for 6 months while they try to find new money.
Probably use that to recuperate some funds, so they don't have to keep paying
that's exactly probably what they did. They had pretty much a year right now of not having to.
I wonder how much money did they need to essentially save their corporation?
From my understanding, $6 billion.
Damn.
That's jump change in the corporate world.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that there's no way that you can stop paying all their employees for a year and save even nationwide, worldwide, and not pay $6 billion.
And they weren't making money. They were making less money.
That's a lot of money.
Well, the whole point on the way, from my understanding, the way their debt was structured, it would only work. The going private would have only worked if their sales increased, but this happened around 2008. And obviously, you know, not only was the economy not the best, Amazon didn't really have much to do with it, honestly, I don't think. Because Toys R Us was early on the website games. The website sells...
Even, like, buying shit on the internet was kind of still, like...
They were always ahead on the website thing. Them and Best Buy were always... So their website sales, from my understanding, were always great. It's just some of their store shit was always not the best.
Yeah, the stores were their issue, I think. People just stopped going out when you realize, hey, why do I have to go to Toys R Us if I can just order offline?
Yeah. Even if you're going to go on ToysRUs.com.
Yeah. Toys R Us should just became completely online, personally.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm all about the experience. I used to love going to the fucking toy store.
Hell yeah.
Heard you, but if it's not, you gotta think business, man.
Well, I'm saying, like...
Well, yeah, as a filmmaker, it makes it harder for me when I want a Nerf gun right now.
Hell yeah.
All the Targets right there. Fuck.
Target.
And Walmart.
See, you already thought two places that are closer
expensive?
and easier to get to.
Toys R Us, honestly, Toys R Us
You know how much is it for a
expensive.
large Nerf gun?
And probably
large
cheaper.
Nerf gun run you like $70.
Or
more.
That Megaton that I had cost me $100.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I had to literally lift it over my shoulder to walk it out, and there's this 10-year-old that looked at me. He's like, "Yo, he's so cool." And I look, and I'm in my head, I'm like, "Dude, I'm 21 years old. If you're buying a Nerf gun at my age, you're a loser." I was like,
You probably have one of those dramatic
that,
garage
bro.
door opening like
I
theme
don't
song
fucking-
music going on in your head as you're walking out the
Five
door
of them
like
bitches.
this.
you know, no, but like, you did it for like LARPing. I did it for video. So obviously we're not losers. But if you're just going in there for the sake of buying toys at 20 years old,
I know people that
just
are
to
going
play
there
with
at
yourself,
30.
like,
Well, I know some people are toy collectors, but I feel
Yeah,
like
man.
they don't really make all the all the toys that are from like, you know, the fucking the
You're right, I'm just hitting a
70s,
time smash.
60s, 50s, and earlier shit like that. Even 80s now.
Plus, we're in 2018,
Even 80s.
bruh.
Maybe in like something with the 90s, but
you're right. I'm just hitting with this mascot.
a lot of toys are, you know, collectible, and there's a lot of money in collectible toys, but a lot now the toys I got now, unless it's like special shit or like, you know, like
The problem is they print too many things now. So anything that's that
and
people
it's
Yeah, man.
cheaper. It's a lot cheaper.
not, well, not even
makes it
that.
harder to speculate.
Yeah, no, people speculate and they'll buy a bunch of copies and they'll print them, and then it's just like they literally have to just like limit the prints for anything to be rare anymore.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
My rifle is stupid rare. People pay like $250 for that. I paid like $75 for it.
Are you excited for Toys R Us to come back?
I want to mod it.
You don't care?
No, I got all my stuff at Target. I'm loyal.
See, I go with Target too.
I
But
live in Target.
Except for my toys, I'm not gonna. Oh, I gotta be loyal because, you know, family. I gotta keep the La Family. I gotta keep the ship up.
Yeah,
You love
don't be a
Jeffrey.
renegade.
I
Go
just want to
to
know.
go
I
to
just
Toys
want to
R
know,
Us.
honestly,
I'd
why
like
did
to
they
go-
go private?
So
Like that sounds shady to me. I don't know why.
So the main reason.
Sounds like a loophole.
No, the main reason you would want to go private is to keep. Theoretically, if Toys R Us was banging, you get to keep all the money. So the difference between like a private company and a public company is when you're an owner of a company, you technically have access to that bank account whenever you want. Mm-hmm. To a certain degree, contractually based on your partnership or whatever. And a public company, the way it works is you put the stock money in, so that's sort of like your allowance in their bank account to take out. Whereas if they're going private now and they're doing well, instead of having to share with the world, it's with these 20 hedge fund holders in this like little thing. Now they have a $6 billion bank account if they need to, and they can like move stuff around or whatever. Or they could, like, if they want to make another investment in a toy related company, they could use Toys R Us's $6 billion and make it under their Toys R Us hedge fund brand. You know what I'm saying? Like
Wait,
that.
so did Babies R Us go out too?
Yes, all the brands went out.
I can't take him seriously in that mask.
Yeah, he's dropping
Really
so
hard.
much knowledge, but it's just I'm reading this.
I'm not
Yup,
Thompson.
same.
I'm actually getting used to it. It's kind of cool.
You're giving off Slenderman vibes, and it's like really just creepy to look at you.
It's-
I kind of just want to punch him.
See, I thought it'd be cool because my ex-girl told me that I look better with the lights off. Next topic.
Oh,
God.
Ouch.
Christ.
Roasted
What a
himself. I'm
secondhand
kind of
burn.
salty. I haven't even got a roasting yet.
So 6ix9ine's crib got raided.
About time.
They found a gun in Brooklyn.
Oh, he's fucked.
Surprise.
Yep, that's a mandatory 3 years.
He's on probation still, isn't he?
No, yep, I think he's. I
Yeah,
think
so
pretty
he
sure.
He could be doing 5 to 7 now, or
He could be-
even 10.
He's
6 to 9 years.
He's so fucked.
I see what you did there.
Thank you.
I like that.
6'9".
Oh,
6'9".
yeah.
You got it.
I got it. I'm just joking. It was a good joke.
Because 69ing.
He's gonna be doing.
Yeah.
He's gonna be doing some L7s in jail, man. I'll tell you.
Oh shit.
I'm just annoyed that
Hope that money buys your happiness, bro.
Bobby Schmurder went to jail. Now he's going to jail. Although, and you know what's
How
worse?
long is Bobby in for?
I think till early 2020. Him and Rowdy. And you know what? He could have been out. I got respected. He could have been out, I think, last year or 2 years ago. But he took a longer deal because if he came out early, Rowdy would have had 5 more years on his sentence. So instead of Rowdy getting 15 and then him getting 5, they split the difference and had both of them do 7 at once. And he was like, you know what? Yeah, he's my boy. I'm gonna stay here an extra 2 years.
That's respect.
To make him not have to be there 7. You know what I'm saying?
How bad do you think it's gonna be for 6ix9ine in prison?
Oh,
with that colored hair, he's gonna get it.
Oh yeah,
they're just gonna knock the soap out of his hand at that point.
Are you kidding
Yeah.
me?
It really depends on how much respect he has in the street. See, that's the thing.
None at all.
See, that's the well. Here,
Are you kidding me? He's gonna be turned into the next Susie, bro.
it's gonna be interesting. My only thing is, he just released a snippet for a new track called "Stupid." It sounds so fire. I'm not gonna fucking lie. It's
Drop
fire.
another
No. This is actually like legitimately fire. Like, I'm excited. It actually sounds like a Bobby Schmurder's track, though. I'm not gonna lie. It's that one. It's actually that one. It's like they updated it. They mastered it a little bit better. That snippet that you told me where he's stealing that dance move from that Brooklyn artist. Yeah, that song's gonna be fire. I'm calling it right now. It's gonna be his 10th for 10th single on the billboards. But yeah, what do you all think? He's gonna go to jail?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
It's a city. That's the difference.
Yeah.
I kind of feel bad for the kid too.
No, I don't. I don't in the slightest. Dude wants to act hard and everything like that and say this and there. Well, now he got exactly what he deserves.
I get it. Like, you know, he's a rapper, but yeah, I guess he's still from the hood or whatever. But bro, if you've made it, you hire people that hold your gun for you. You know
Word.
What I mean? Like,
Well, yeah, someone could technically, unless they have like his fingerprints on it, which they might. Someone could take the fall for him, so that is an option. Yeah. But it is in his place, so that's kind of hard.
I better be paid good in prison if I'm taking a fall for somebody.
That happens all the time, though.
Yeah,
that's what fiction's
I'm
for.
just saying me.
No comment. We don't. There's a lot of alleged stories of people who took. Actually, no, one of them came out. Someone took the bid for Biggie. One of his friends. Like right before his career was about to pop off, he was just like still hustling the street a little bit, and you know.
Yep. Pictures are out there. People take the falls all the time.
Hell yeah, man.
So, you ready for 6ix9ine to go to prison?
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right.
She's amped.
Put that My Little Pony where he belongs.
Jesus Christ.
That was a good one.
They're gonna be doing bad pony play shit with him.
All right. Let's get this one last kind of serious topic. So, the Kavanaugh hearings this week.
Word.
Oh boy.
Yep. That was a thing.
Oof.
Trump's response is a thing. Everything is a fucking thing. Oh, so, for anyone who doesn't know, Brett Kavanaugh is the Supreme Court nominee.
Wait, it's Brett?
I believe it's Brett Kavanaugh.
I thought it was Greg.
No, it's Brett Kavanaugh. Right, Brett?
Let's vet our sources, people.
Yeah,
but
if we can't even get his name right, we're fucked.
$5 on
yeah,
Greg.
I'm pretty sure.
It's Brett Kavanaugh, I think.
Because all I've been hearing when they talk about it says Judge Kavanaugh.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck.
Brett Kavanaugh. Yeah, it's Brett. Mm-hmm. So Brett Kavanaugh allegedly sexually assaulted a woman back in high school.
Yes.
And
with the help of a friend.
With an accomplice in legal terms.
Christine Blasey, I believe.
I believe that's her name.
Some shit.
We definitely, you're on the phone right now. You fact check while I do the rest. Make sure that name's right.
Yep. Christine Blasey Ford.
Yes. Ford's definitely right. Yeah, Christine Blasey Ford. And she came forward recently, and then they had a hearing, and she recounted her story, and so I want to say this. Usually, I keep quiet and don't pass judgment because I feel like nowadays, and just in general, it's guilty until proven innocent. But this dude was protesting way too fucking much.
Yeah.
And for someone who's a judge and probably was a lawyer before that and had a law degree, you should know how to compose yourself well. And it's not like this is the first time they're probably telling you these things. You probably had like good time to prepare yourself. Mm-hmm. This dude looks doesn't look good.
So like just
Doesn't
for the
look
fact
good.
that whole how we started off with that whole beer thing. Me and my friends like beer, blah blah.
Dude,
that whole thing. That shit was crazy.
That's the first
And
sign.
then on top of like how when they basically said, well, why won't you let the FBI do an investigation or whatever type? When that lady was asking him, the
interesting about
he was done. He was done. She said to him clearly, "Is this a yes or no answer?" And he said anything but yes or no.
Yeah.
So right there, if you had nothing on, if you didn't do it, why the fuck wouldn't you just say yes?
Even the beer question. The question was, have you ever drank in high school? His response was, yes, I drank beer. I like beer. I still like beer. Drank beer back in the day. Beer's good. Sometimes we drank too much. But yeah, we drank beer.
Never drank to the point of blacking out.
But that's the thing. Like, why are you giving... Like,
people are
implicated
guilty.
him. He essentially implicated him. He's like, yeah, we drank too much sometimes. It's like, why you... They just
He's talking way too much for
That's
no
what I'm
reason.
saying. People that typically lie, they add extra stuff into it just to... Like, actually, I'm not
To
lying.
solidify.
Well, no. Well, let me...
Allegedly.
I'll put some background.
Allegedly.
I'll put some background. I feel like everyone projects their own perspective, obviously, when they hear stories like this. There was a time where I got pulled over and a cop found weed in my car, and I was when I got caught there, I was talking because I was definitely over talking because I knew there was something wrong, and I had to be honest. That's all expunged. Everything's taken care of. We're also in New York, but that's not as big a deal. Anyways, but so like when I hear just the beer question tips me off as like, because when they were asking me, it's like, do you have it? I'm like, yeah, it's in the book bag. They didn't ask where it was, but I was like, I gave them more answers than I should have to make it, because in my head I thought if I gave them more answers than I should have, it would be in less trouble because I already knew I was guilty. So that's why I feel like
you never give more than what they ask you for.
Well, also I knew it wasn't a big deal. Like I had an eighth on me in New York. That's $100 fine. They didn't even fine me. They let me go. They expunged it. It was all good.
Nice.
So but like that was.
You just lost your weed.
Yeah, exactly. But that was my mind. That was where my mind state was. Like, let me give them some more. Let me be cool them a little bit and give them some more information. So that's what, like, when I heard his beer answer, because if someone asked me that question in a hearing, did you drink in high school? I would just say yes. It was legal. We were 18. It was legal back then. That's all I'd say. I wouldn't go on this whole spiel and then be like, yeah, we also drank too much sometimes. Like, what? Did you? As you're the only woman here, so.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
is there anything?
Is there anything you want to add?
Well, because I do feel like we were mansplaining a lot.
You're in the hot seat.
Please, and we also know that you don't speak for all women. Obviously, there's women with different perspectives.
We don't speak for all men.
But
correct.
I think a woman's perspective on this is good.
That was gross.
well, I didn't watch so closely to everything, but from what I've heard, I just feel like, the Democrats are going to be like, he's lying, and all the Republicans are going to be like, she's lying. So that's its own thing, but I just think it's sketchy that she came forward after all these years just around the time where he's going to be appointed, right? I just think it's sketchy. I'm not saying anyone's guilty or anything. I just, whatever's going to happen,
Either that or she just did it smart because she knew that there was going to be eyes on him anyways because he was being reelected.
Well,
and she thought maybe this would be quickest.
She said in her hearing, she said, I did have to think about it in my mind if people would even believe me, because I don't think anyone would. And hearing that, and also, it's not like...
But what makes you think people, if you didn't think people were going to believe you back then, what makes you think they're going to believe you now when you come out and say what happened to you when he's about to be appointed as a
Well, she said
she
said if she feels like it's her civic duty to give this information out there before he gets appointed. That's her reason. She feels like it's just her. That's why I do also believe her, because she's not like asking for money. I haven't even seen her do like a press run. It doesn't even look. It doesn't sound like she's doing a book tour or anything like that. She did this. She explained herself.
And she got mad hate for it though.
Yeah,
man. That's crazy.
And then this dude got.
Here's the issue
weird.
though.
Yeah, I mean, say that she is telling the truth, because I don't want to,
Yeah.
speculate.
Yes.
But if she is telling the truth, like, people shouldn't hate on her, Like, you should never give a rape victim hate. Like, that's just really messed up. Like, whether or not if they're lying or not, like, you don't know if she's...
No, you should never...
she's actually, like, if this actually happened to her or not. Like, there's been no ruling yet, so don't hate on her until you know what actually happened. Like, you have no idea what happened.
Here's the issue, though, with all of that. And it's always going to be an issue until we can somehow figure out a way to read people's memories or brains or some shit.
She did have a polygraph, let me say that. I know that for a lot of people that doesn't mean anything. But
exactly.
I just want to put that out there.
That being said, like, the issue is either side's always going to have haters. It's inevitable.
Yeah.
Because if she is lying, guess what? She just fucked this dude's whole career up for something he never even did. Mm-hmm. However, if she's telling the truth, then this dude genuinely, and gets away with it, this dude just genuinely got away with some shit, and she's getting hated on for no fucking reason herself.
You know what's also weird?
You know what I'm saying? So it's inevitable.
Let me also add this that was also weird. In his yearbook, there was one of his friends, allegedly or something like that talked about having fun doing a devil's triangle. Mm-hmm. He said it was a drinking game, but I think we all know what a devil's triangle is.
I don't drink ever. I don't know.
Elaborate for the audience.
It's when two dudes and a girl fuck.
Well, that really
kept a real blunt right there.
That sounds good for him.
So, but when you put that, when you have something like that in your yearbook, and I know he's saying it's a drinking game. I know that's what he's saying, but
all of that right now with this going on sounds really good for him.
Yeah, because apparently it was him and a friend that assaulted this woman. Mm-hmm. So,
and it was back in high school, correct?
Yep.
Now that's
and even he used to save calendars back in the day, and there's 2 different occasions where the other people were all in one place except for this person written down there. So there's like there could be a situation where like she's popped up and at the party that they were all at, and so he's trying to say that there were never such. I don't know. It's not looking good.
Yeah,
I think there needs to be a real investigation.
There is one.
Agreed.
I don't think
now.
Oh no, not yet. This is just like a hearing. I think a preliminary hearing whether they should go deeper.
But isn't the FBI already doing an investigation?
No, that's why. Because the reason why I know is because during the thing they asked him, would you go along with an investigation? And he said, would you be happy about an investigation or something like that? And he's just like, I'll do whatever you guys ask. And that it was really weird. He was just like.
Well, then. After I forgot the guy's name, but he got fucking like basically bum rushed by 2 other like
Lindsey Graham.
Yeah, exactly, and it was like why isn't they investigating blah blah blah, and then he came back in and said that there needs to be another investigation. And
no, that wasn't Lindsey Graham then.
No, I forgot his name. He got bum rushed in the elevator by basically a bunch of cameras and stuff like that. But 2 other girls who got like assaulted or some shit like that. I don't know if their case was related to it or if they're just in general victims of sexual assault or whatever. And was basically put him in a corner and told him like, yo, you need to do your job here and make sure an investigation happens and reopen an investigation. Yeah. And he went back into the courtroom during the hearing then and said that shit. And he had initially given it like a 1-week deadline for the investigation, which brought up a whole another issue of he let it go, but why does the FBI only have a week? Like, why don't you let them have whatever time that they need to do a full-on investigation? And I don't know what the end result is at, but I know, yes, that there is an impending investigation reopening.
Mm. That's interesting. Any final thoughts on this before we...
Yeah, man. My only issue with it, and it's simply this. I mean, like, it's fucked situation either way, no matter which way you look at it.
Yep.
And civic duty or not, it's sticky because, like... All this time you knew this dude was in politics, so you knew where this dude was going. You could have hit him with this at any moment. Now you hit him when he goes to the Supreme Court. That's where my issue with her validity comes into question. Because they're now like in their what?
But I don't know what it's like to have someone stick something in me.
No, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Against my will.
And again, it comes down to who's telling the truth, who's not.
Well,
and I can't say one way or the other.
So I could understand when someone says there's fear in coming out.
There is. You have to understand that when this happens to somebody, they always it's not uncommon for the person that gets assaulted to blame themselves for it, and feel ashamed and scared to say something.
No, absolutely. But she literally said it's her civic duty. So if this dude, and that's, again, the same thing, though,
Well, when you finally come to terms with it and you're okay...
It's just the timing, because he's about to get this position.
I think it's a little bit of what she's saying.
And then didn't we say she recanted?
No, she hasn't recanted anything.
No, she hasn't recanted.
She has not recanted anything.
Okay. I thought I misheard somebody then.
No, she hasn't recanted anything.
She recounted.
She recounted all the events, but she has not recanted anything.
Nope.
And that's the other thing. He was even misrepresented. He even misrepresented evidence in his hearing. He's saying
he's doing too many guilty things.
Yeah, too many suspect things for someone who's probably went to law school. Because if you're gonna be a judge, you were probably a lawyer beforehand, because you gotta know the law.
Mm-hmm. And
so he understands how to stay composed in a courtroom, and the fact that he was not able to, and it's just not looking right for him.
What I think
I want an investigation on him, because dude looks sus as hell.
No, agreed. And again, I'm not saying one way or the other. I agree with whoever. I'm gonna let the investigation, play its way, and then I'm gonna choose my thoughts on it. But I was just putting that 2 cents perspective on it, That being said, though, upon the investigation going on and stuff like that, I'll be curious, and this is what I think will help solidify my opinion, is are there going to be any other women coming out as well? Because that'll only back her, and that's typically how it works. One comes out and then the rest do.
Oh.
If he's a repeat offender.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very.
I mean,
so I'll be curious as to how that plays out.
Very sticky. No pun intended. That's actually poor. That's poor.
Wow.
Yeah,
that was a stretch, but you got there. Yeah.
That's fucked up. It's a tense. What's a synonym?
I think
Intense.
people should just mind their business as far as attacking this woman.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
If you're attacking this woman,
even the president,
even if you don't believe her, shut the fuck up. Just
that's why I'm telling wait till the investigation happens, then draw your conclusions.
Yeah, if there's evidence all of a sudden we have a tape of her saying, "Yeah, I did it. I just lied to smear his career." Then all right, whatever.
Because right now,
at that point, but right now,
it's word against word. That's it.
Exactly.
That is
all hearsay. It's all hearsay.
Y'all can't be. I wouldn't. That's terrible.
Personally, I don't trust rich people.
That's facts.
I don't trust that judge motherfucker.
Facts. I just don't trust anyone that talks too much like that. Any last words?
Next.
All right, cool. Where'd my phone go?
Under your leg.
Under your leg, motherfucker.
Topic.
Topic. Or
Topic 2.
Which one do we want? Oh, we'll do this one. Pass me a lighter.
What?
Pass me a lighter. I don't care if Joe Budden did this.
You gonna set the place on fire?
No.
I actually don't know where my lighter is.
Carter 5 came out.
I get it.
I was gonna do that before Joe Budden did. I'm just saying it right now, but Carter 5 came out.
What you need to do is to forget about that whole flame and all that shit and everything. Carter 5 is trash.
What's wrong with you?
Trash. What's wrong with you, bro?
Weezy is just.
I listened to that shit
good.
twice today, bro. The only song that I really fucks with is that one song with Ashanti on it, and what's the one? Mess.
Let me go through the album.
Weezy was good when I was like, I liked him when I was like,
Mess was pretty good.
And 12.
I mean, not for nothing, there's some fire beats on there, but like, as for a lot of shit he was saying,
that album was not good.
All right, so let us. There's different mind states for some people, and there's a conversation. I think on Everyday Struggle or one of the hip hop shows I watch. Fucking y'all know it. Y'all know all of them. I've shouted them all out on all of these episodes. Go back. One of them said it. Do we lower the bar for Wayne right now because of his business things? And for me, yes. If this album came out when it was supposed to in like 2014, before the contractual issues with Baby and all that shit, then I'd probably agree with you. Like, this is probably not the best Wayne project. But given the fact he's had all these issues, and I just want him to release an album, just release it, because we just need a new starting point. I feel like this is a new refresh for Wayne. So that's my perspective. So from a new refresh, like he's now got rid of Birdman. He doesn't have that stress anymore. He can finally make money off his music. Let's start with a new high.
Well,
also, I'm not gonna lie, I had some shit happen in my life at the end of the last week with, career stuff that I'm not gonna get into. It's no big deal, but I just gotta figure stuff out. And then hearing "Don't Cry" with XXX, I felt all that. That was like the first song. As soon as you hear "Don't Cry" with XX, dude, I was crying. And then the next song is "Dedicated." It just the order of the beginning got me.
Yeah, like he was definitely in his feels, I think, when he made this album, because a lot of it's very it's
"Dedicated" was. He should have won. A lot of people agree he should have won more because all these new rappers are little Waynes.
Yeah.
little Waynes.
They're little baby Waynes.
Tiny Wayne.
They're little Waynes.
See, I haven't listened to the album, but like the more recent Lil Wayne songs I've heard, and just his voice, I feel like generally in the rap genre, this is the bar, right? Yeah. And Lil Wayne is 2 feet tall and hasn't learned how to jump yet. That's what I feel like.
No.
Yeah, he's definitely earned.
No, he's got bar. Because on the Free Weezy album, the first song "Glory," that Wayne is, and I know that's in the middle of the whole Baby thing, which doesn't make sense if I said he gets a whole reset because the whole Baby thing, one of his best songs came out during that, but. No, he's got bars. He's definitely. I can't hate on Wayne. And
I just haven't listened to his more recent stuff because I just stopped liking him.
Well, not even then. Just like his older stuff.
I'll always enjoy him.
The album with Blunt blowing on it, I didn't like that album at all. It's just his voice. Yeah, Carter 4 was bad.
Honestly, the last time Wayne was even somewhat relevant, Carter 3. That was the end of his relevance.
No, the relevancy. No, I think that's when he started. That's his ups. Relevancy, not peak of his relevancy of music and quality of music are two different things.
Like the album,
relevancy, I think that's when his swing went up. It was right after Carter 3.
No, that's what I'm saying. Carter 3 was his last good album.
Oh, all right, gotcha.
Everything after that, trash.
Gotcha.
The only song I like after that, really 6 foot, 7 foot.
I like 6. Honestly, I like half of the Carter 4.
Wait, which album had the song "Gonorrhea" and all that? I
think that was. I don't know. I actually don't.
Whatever album that was on, there were a couple songs on that was okay. She Will was okay. 6 foot, 7 foot, but then Carter 4 killed it for me. I heard that album and I was like, Lil Wayne sucks, and then I never listened to him again.
Because he released She Will as a single at first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and also 6 foot, 7 foot as well.
So I like She Will.
She Will was hot when it came out, but just the radio itself killed that.
Oh yeah, they killed everything, bro.
Yeah, but I mean, so other than those two,
the iHeart stimulus package, that had the iHeart stimulus package all over it.
Yeah,
Gonorrhea was on "I Am Not a Human Being."
Yes,
that album was good.
I'm Not a Human Being 2 was like the last album he did before this, and that was in 2014. So y'all didn't really like it. Damn.
No,
I didn't very much care. Like it's like
back when I was 12, I liked that album.
I'm just glad to hear Wayne back. That's all. That's it.
He could have.
I mean, good for him. He's making money for himself now.
Yeah. Like he definitely could have made that a lot more.
Good for him.
I'll be excited about his next album.
Well, here's the thing.
His next album.
I feel like if this went past 2018, no matter everyone wouldn't have cared about it at that point. It needed to be released this year. just because we've waited 5 years. It was almost gonna be detox, and at that point, no matter what, it was gonna be bad to people's minds. So it's like I feel like this was the perfect time where it's like, just get it out, hit the reset. People know you just got out of your contract and you're now good. Just and then hopefully he'll do a couple albums, and then when he finally retires, he'll do Carter 6. Because the Carter 5 was originally supposed to be his retirement album, but then he had the contractual issues, and then he's got it.
I feel like he definitely has to leave, leave on a better note than Carter.
A high note, yeah.
Yeah, no, he's not planning on leaving anytime soon. He was just like, it's my birthday, just got out of my contract, seems like the perfect time. Yeah. Here y'all go. This is for the fans. So
he's a great artist. Just wasn't pleased with this album. That's all.
All right. Well,
how old is he now?
He is in his 30s, I think.
Oof. Like late 30s.
Although I do want to talk about the song "Dedicated" because that shit was fire. He talked about how everyone does face tattoos because of him, which is true. And although the only thing I didn't like is he says everyone says Suwu because of him. They get the whole blood thing. I disagree.
Yeah, that's completely... No, it's like, no, you say Suwu because it's a blood thing. Not like people say Suwu because it's a Lil Wayne thing.
No, but he's saying... No, that's not what he's saying. He's saying that he made being a blood popular for the masses, which I don't agree with because the game... So, Young Money took over after G Unit fell off, kind of.
Yeah.
It was literally pretty much like Dr. Dre's run with Death Row, Eminem, all that stuff. Then it was G Unit.
Yeah.
And then it was Young Money to now like the SoundCloud era. So I feel like Young Money... I forgot what it was. That was... Since Young Money was a switch from G Unit. G Unit was like talking about selling drugs. They were the last rappers to talk about selling drugs. Wayne was the first one to talk about using drugs. So I feel like he's also responsible for everyone using drugs now. But also, Game was the one doing the whole blood thing. I feel Game made being a blood popular back in 2005.
Yeah.
On G Unit before Wayne. And he's the one that actually inducted Wayne, from my understanding, allegedly. I don't know actually any of the stuff, so don't be asking me shit. And Game, don't be hitting me up. But from my understanding, Game is the one that brought Wayne to the whole blood realm. Because before... Young Money, early Cash Money days, they were Crips.
Yeah. Or some shit like that.
Yeah, they were repping the blue flag.
Yeah.
And after Game, they were that...
It was all red flag flying and shit.
So him taking credit for the Suwu thing, it's like, I'm like, okay.
So no, you could take... The only thing Lil Wayne can take credit for is Bling Bling.
No, he can take credit... No, he can take credit for all these rappers. All their flows are from him. Or rapper, or like all the flows are from him. All like their style of like doing melodic type stuff is him. The face tattoos, the whole weirdo thing.
That's true.
Because you gotta think again. 50 Cent was like the last gangster rap. They were doing bulletproof vests, all that.
He also bridged a lot of the skate world.
Exactly. Then
and
he came
rock.
out, and then he was doing skateboard, playing guitar, doing the skinny jeans. Which, by the way, I got these new stretchy jeans. I feel like a denim Spider-Man. I said that before the podcast, but I want to make it a joke during the podcast. It's fine. All right.
You don't have to say that.
It's fine, YOLO.
You look like the bootleg Spider-Man from the beginning of the...
Maddie, you're the guy that explains the punchlines.
I'm gonna call you Spider-Man.
You don't explain the fucking joke.
No, I didn't explain the punchline. I just explained that I said beforehand.
Spider-Man?
That's... He just skeeted on you with spiderwebs.
All right, next topic, because I know you guys don't care about Lil Wayne.
So, guys, I came up with this joke, and I want to tell you about how I came up with the joke, because,
Wait, please, tell me the joke.
No, I gotta explain how I told the joke and came up with the joke first.
This is very funny. I'm amused. Thank you.
See?
So, Logan Paul admits he has sociopathic tendencies because...
Oh, man. This guy.
Yeah, so Shane Dawson is doing a documentary on his little brother.
Shane Dawson
is doing a documentary on his little brother Jake Paul, and he in like the second video he kind of like alludes that like he talks to a psychiatrist like not a psychiatrist, like a therapist, doctor, thingamajigger, I don't know her professional title, I'm sorry, about what a sociopath is, and then they show clips of like Logan, and kind of, even though he says I don't want you guys to allude that these celebrities are sociopaths, but he like took clips like Justin Bieber peeing in the mop bucket as when they're talking about like doesn't really care about stuff, like different things. And then Logan Paul came out, he's like, I think it's a little unfair that you said I'm a sociopath. I definitely have sociopathic tendencies, and there's definitely a lot of things like I just have no feeling for, And my brother Jake definitely has a lot of empathy, and I do envy that in him. But I'm definitely not a sociopath. That's pretty much what he said. Okay. Which sounds like the most sociopathic thing I've ever fucking heard in my life.
And narcissistic.
He's like, I'm not a sociopath. Which one of the things about being a sociopath is trying to convince people and like give people. So you're trying to convince people it's not a big deal, and then you're pretty much saying that your brother has empathy and you wish you had it because you don't. What is up with his family? What is going on?
I mean, all these assumptions though are like correlations and shit. Like you gotta keep that in mind. I don't think
he admitted it though. He's admitting he's just like what?
He's not admitting he's a sociopath. He just denied it.
No, he says he has
sociopathic tendencies. Not a sociopath.
All right. He's on the he says he's on the spectrum. He's
That's like Kavanaugh answering a yes/no question with anything but yes or no.
All right, fine. If there,
he's on the spectrum already.
I kind of agree with him.
Spectrum, still spectrum, not there, but it's technically.
All right.
No, I'm at the other spectrum.
All right, fine. If there's a spectrum, white, black, and there's gray in the middle, he's as close to the side of that side as possible, I guess, without being it, if he wants to consider that.
He's so is he either the
He's the one that did the suicide force.
Oh no, I meant
and then taser rat afterwards.
Yes.
Yeah, that's still weird.
And then was wondering why people were hating on him, kind of.
I think
he peaked there in Vine.
This whole Shane Dawson thing should be about Logan, because all of throughout the documentary it shows Jake saying how he wants to be just like Logan and all that stuff, and Logan clearly is a sociopath. Like, you just can't deny that, and I think Jake is just emulating everything Logan does. Yeah. So I think Jake very well could be normal, but Logan for sure. Like, just scrap that he said he has sociopathic tendencies. I think he just straight up is a sociopath. Like, there's no way that you can say he's not.
You guys don't have, again, you guys don't watch his videos. Perspective. His younger brother was dating a girl. They broke up. He fucked her, did a diss track about it, made a music video so he could get views and more subscribers than his brother, because he does not give a fuck about what his brother's feelings as long as he gets views. This man is literally a fucking sociopath.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shane in his video showed clips from the Paul's mom's vlogs, and in it, like, Logan's doing...
I killed that motherfucker.
Logan's doing stuff that's just so messed up to his mom and shows, like, no regard for his mom or her feelings or anything.
Yeah, no, that's fuck
no,
that.
It's like, you see that, and that's like, you were birthed from that woman. How do you not give a crap about her at all?
I feel like he's trying to be like Ben Margera.
I think also...
Where she could have swallowed you, damn it.
Jesus.
She looks so broken.
You should have been a stain on your mom's bed sheets.
And he just doesn't care.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Should have been chilling inside of a condom.
I agree with you to begin with.
But I mean, I think that their parents are at some
top that baby.
Have some fault in like how they act now from like raising them. Because I don't think that you're born a sociopath. You're raised to be a sociopath.
I think looking at the video.
I bet you that's what Logan's mom was. She said.
Oh wow.
We can't have two conversations.
You know me.
Wait.
Motherfucker.
No, but what I wanted to say is, well, I agree with you on that point. I think from the documentary, it seems like the dad was making them super competitive, and the mom has always been kind of passive. Now, I still need to see the rest of the documentary and all that stuff. But I agree with you also. When I first heard of the documentary being about Jake Paul, I was like, they should do it about Logan. But now watching it and seeing the video, and even Shane's cameraman said it in one of the documentaries, what if this is Jake's way of doing like a cry for help? Because Shane tried to interview everyone in the family, and so far the only one that I am aware of that said no is Logan. So obviously Logan's not going to sit down and do a documentary. And what if this is Jake's way of finally bringing someone in to have be like, yes, I'm crazy, but I'm crazy because look at everything else that's around me right now, and I'm just trying to survive with what I know.
How old is he?
He's like 2 years younger than me. And when I say like, I don't feel bad for him because he did a lot of stupid shit, but it's like I can also understand when you're in that environment with that dad and that brother, why it's weird. But I also am starting to think like, yeah, maybe this is Jake Paul's cry for help right now doing this documentary with Shane. In a weird way, be like, yo, put the light right now on my sociopathic brother
I mean, hell yeah. Maybe he's just trying to fucking save like any sort of like possible social life he'll have for the rest of his existence.
Or maybe just slow down everything. Maybe if he like, because Shane's documentaries are some of the most popular videos on YouTube. That's not even a question. Like the last series got over 100 million views.
Yeah, he's blowing up because of this new thing he's doing, which I think is great.
Yeah, a 4-part documentary series, 100 million views. Each one was over 30 minutes. So, having that many views for over a 30-minute video on YouTube is crazy. Almost no one does that. Mm-hmm. So I think that Jake realizes that and he sees it and he's just like, look, this is what we need right now is someone at this level who's going to go super in depth, who's going to get the views. I think it's smart. I also think Logan Paul's a sociopath.
Dilly.
My opinion.
For sure. Why would you want to do an interview with somebody who's going to expose you?
I don't know him enough to make a judgment, and I've read a lot of psychology books and shit. That doesn't make me a doctor. I don't know the kid, so I don't think you can really pass judgment, you know? And I see a certain point because I've seen this kind of situation before where motherfuckers are like, yo, I've hit this bar. I've peaked. You guys stopped watching my shit, so now I got the next bigger thing to get you back. Mm-hmm. Boom. Then we leave again. Boom. 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 Not saying that gives him the excuse, but I could see how your argument, the populace would influence that behavior and then reinforce it.
Well, yeah, that's always his excuse is that the audience wants to see it.
So what if we made him that?
Yeah. He's getting what he's wanting now because we're talking about him.
Exactly.
No, I think it was similar to the time
he's relevant again.
We talked about video games. I think the social media amplified it. I think maybe he was always a sociopath, but then once he got the following, it just cranked it to 1 billion.
Nature versus nurture, man.
I think Shane said something like that, like, you're doing this crazy stuff to entertain, like, your audience and to keep them watching you, but it doesn't mean that you still don't have empathy for, like, what you're doing. Or, like, you have apathy. Like, you just don't care about who you're hurting or, like, whatever actions you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
You're still doing it to keep your audience. It doesn't mean that you care about anything.
Your audience. It doesn't mean you actually care about your audience. You care about what the gratification they're giving you because you're a sociopath.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you'll go
Not
to
you,
whatever lengths.
But like, I'm talking about,
Yeah, I'm following you.
Like, you'll go to whatever lengths to keep an audience, but you still don't care.
Can't tell his eyebrows.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
All right. We have 2 more topics. One's super quick, and then the last one's the porn topic. So I just wanted to cap this off because I want to just conspiracy. So 2 weeks ago we talked about Kathleen Kennedy, and I was like, maybe she's not the best for Star Wars. Then a week ago, there was an interview with
About a week ago.
An interview with Bob Iger where he was taking credit for the failures with Star Wars right now. And then Kathleen this week has signed a 3-year extension to her contract with Lucasfilm running it. So my conspiracy is Bob Iger, she was like, I'm going to leave unless you guys tell the truth. And then Bob Iger's told the truth, and then now she probably signed and extended her contract.
I'd say hell yeah to that.
So I'm excited. I'm ready for an extra 3 years of her. If, on one condition, she needs to get a proper creative head to foresee, like, the whole vision of it. She needs a Kevin Feige. Like, Kevin Feige has it slightly easier because he has 80 years of comics to kind of source, whereas Star Wars, you're kind of you're stealing some from Legends, but for the most part, you're making up as you go.
Yeah.
So I think she should get the director, I forget, which was the terrible thing, I can't remember his name, but the creator of the Clone Wars and Rebel series, he is like a Star Wars encyclopedia. He cares about Star Wars so much. He should be the overall, like, vision head, and then get directors, like, similar to, like, a Marvel set, like, hey, we need someone to direct this movie. Are you interested? Bring them in. And then have their little creative vision as possible with something like Star Wars. Especially for a trilogy. It's just not working out when you're like, JJ, make the first movie. And it's like, all right, Rian Johnson, now make whatever you want, and then completely forget what JJ did. And then now it's like, all right, now JJ, finish the trilogy when you had someone in the middle completely throw out what you did in the beginning.
Gotcha.
It's like, that's my only thing. But I am happy that she's gonna stay, and I hope that I'm willing to give her a second chance because Bob Iger said it was his fault. And I know that for the most part, none of you guys care about Star Wars, except for you.
I like Star Wars.
No, I do care. Don't get me wrong, but I care about Star Wars and not like
the business.
Yeah,
I got you.
Politics.
Staritics.
I can care less from where I'm coming from. They got women back still. Fuck them.
They got what back?
They got women my fandom back.
Women in your fandom?
No, win his
my
fandom back.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's a small sector of Star Wars fans that are mad that their women are starring in the Star Wars film. I thought you were one. I thought you the weird ass curveball. You were gonna be one of those fans out of everything. Like, I was gonna be like, what?
You have to cut your holes in the.
Well, just everything I know about you. Like, there's some people I could see them having that perspective just because like their personality. But you, like, everything you've said, especially on this podcast, that would have been like a curveball and a half. I know you don't care about Star Wars.
Get a scapegoat and prosper.
Gotcha. Anyways, on to the last topic. Porn.
Beef.
Is this a secret topic?
Secret topic. I found a nice little porn video the other day.
Here we go.
Do you guys know who James Dean is?
Yeah, of course.
So
You got way too excited for that.
oh,
BDSM.
Jesus Christ, no. And so he found I found this new series. I don't know if it's a series because I've only seen one video, but he like finds these girls and he like interviews them. He asks them about like different porn experiences, and then he just rails them throughout the interview, and they just cut back to the interview randomly, and it's just interesting to see some of these women's perspective because like, hi dogs, what's up? No, like, because one of these women, she was like, so I had this really nice guy boyfriend, but he's very vanilla. You know, he'd get weird whenever I went by his balls, and then all of a sudden it cuts to James Dean just like her licking his balls randomly, and then cuts back to her and it's like, yeah. Then one day he just like asked for anal, but it was like a corny line, so I was just like, no, of course not. And then all of a sudden it cuts to some guy named Tommy the Sledgehammer. And James Dean just going from both ends, and it's just
wow.
And then she's just like, yeah, no, if you're gonna be corny, I'm not gonna let you do it. And it was an interesting perspective. James Dean interviewed people and then fucked them, and then they cut them in between. Mm-hmm. And I just found it interesting that her perspective is she wasn't gonna give the nice guy the person who asked nicely for anal, but she was gonna ask some random dude who was a little bit more aggressive because that's her. I found that psyche very interesting. Sorry.
I'm gonna shed some light on the situation here.
Oh my
Wait,
god.
Here we go.
So it was like a.
It's about to get dark, people.
So it was cut. So it was like sex, talking. Like how
and
is
then
that?
sometimes even cropped in the middle where like there's talking
Split
and then
screen?
like,
How is
split
that
screen, yeah.
Wow.
supposed to
Side by side or up and down?
A little bit both.
So there are
If I
people
remember.
in the world who have fantasies and kinks, shall we call them?
But how are you supposed to be aroused by a video like that?
Well, because they're talking about their sexual experiences at the same time while they're fucking.
But it's
See,
like,
before
oh yeah,
aforementioned-
I can get off to an interview. Yeah, of course.
Well, they're naked. They're naked in the interview, so I guess that kind of helps.
Yeah,
I don't know. I didn't finish to that
I
one.
realized some of my best nuts was to Walter
Pause,
Cronkite on interviewing people.
There are people in this world who get off differently.
You're the only one that heard that. That's funny.
I just find these new because I've seen obviously the casting couch ones where they do like the fake interview beforehand and they're just like, hey, take off your clothes. But like this one, the whole plan was they knew they were going to do porn and they just were talking beforehand while she's naked.
It builds up, I guess, the mental stimuli.
I mean,
think about it.
I mean,
You
what
said
more
yourself-
mental stimuli do you need? You know you're clicking on a porn video.
All right. So hold on. No,
Some
no.
people probably just
Hold on.
need more than that.
Hold on.
Some people need narrative.
When it comes to the BDSM world, and for those of you that don't know, it's bondage.
Yes, educate us about BDSM, Dusty.
Yeah. Well, do you guys know about it? Because it's
yes, I know.
I'm just saying. So when it comes to that aspect, a lot of it's mental, not all physical and shit like that. Actually, majority of it is mental. Whereas typical vanilla sex, yes, it's on emotional level to a certain degree, but most of it's just for the guy. I'm railing. Oh, I'm going to get my nut. And then for the girl, it's hopefully I get my nut before this motherfucker nuts. Hopefully I get my nut before this motherfucker nuts, you know? That's the end goal. But with BDSM, there's that mental portion, that stimulus that is on another level. So, and I'm not downplaying anybody who's quote unquote, you know, what they call vanilla and shit, but then, so when they have that interview portion cutting back and forth, that builds up that mental stimuli in the observer's mind. It's a different way of getting off, so to speak. Case in point, you watch SpongeBob.
I didn't jerk off to SpongeBob. Why are we thinking?
I'm just saying, man, people have different...
Bob cock.
It happened.
So you didn't get why it was there, so I'm explaining to you why the interview portion is there, you know?
No, I know why it was
something
there.
I get my jollies off, but...
Tina asked why it wasn't there. Why it was there.
All right, well, she has a very perplexed looking turd looking
I know, that's
face
why
now.
It's probably the SpongeBob thing you just dropped.
Oh, yeah. you weren't here for that episode.
What are you thinking right now? You look like
I mean,
you're trying to solve a Rubik's Cube.
SpongeBob does have a lot of holes.
Nice.
Oh my god.
On that note.
Oh, man.
We fucking got me.
We fucking went down this rabbit hole.
And let's climb ourselves out. Ow, sorry.
Out of SpongeBob's hole.
Anyways, on this podcast, any last things we want to say?
Squidward does have a lot of phalanges.
All right. I'm Matt. This is My Crazy Podcast, episode 35. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Who are you?
It's fucking speechless.
You don't...
Steve.
Dusty B.
Help me.
Oh, Jesus, don't do that. The people are
He's
gonna,
wearing a fucking ski mask.
Don't say that. I'm Matt. I'm Matt from Dynasty's sake. This is My Crazy Podcast 35. She's safe. Trust me. The ski mask's a joke.
Remember,
Stop.
he's not Thompson.
He's not Thompson.
We out.
Bye-bye.
Early.